What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Nitzy coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel today, showing you how to get pro vocals from home. Okay, so today we got the highly requested, highly demanded Bryson Tiller 100% accuracy vocal. Let's not waste no time. Let's get to it right now.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my pain, but sometimes you use it against me. I was just had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my.
Okay, so we got it today, the 100% Bryson Tiller accurate R&B pro from home tutorial. Let's go. Okay, so this was not me that did this impression. I had one of my really good friends. I said, yo, you kind of do sound like Bryson Tiller. You know, I gave him a beat and he snapped on it for me. So this is also going to be in the R&B course that I'm going to be dropping pretty soon. So y'all will see the link to that like very soon, right around the corner. You feel me? I've been working on it on live stream and it's pretty much done. Most important thing though is 100% accurate Bryson Tiller vocal. Okay, so we got the preset and let's break over it today. I love Bryson Tiller, a really dope artist. So here's Bryson Tiller's auto-tune settings. A very modern R&B vocal to me is something that, you know, has the elements of hip hop, which is a little bit of auto-tune, but still in a very natural and smooth way. Bryson Tiller was a great artist when he did trap soul because he integrated the sound of trap also with that smooth 90s R&B type of feeling, you know what I mean, that we know, that R&B is for. So with Bryson Tiller's auto-tune settings, my dog, this is not a real Bryson Tiller vocal, but man, he sounded 100% like Bryson Tiller. This literally sounds exactly like Bryson Tiller. The retune speed is 10. You know, he hitting all the notes. The humanize is relatively high at 26. Most importantly is the tracking button. The tracking button makes the auto-tune become more forgiving. You feel me? The auto-tune becomes a priest. It becomes a pastor. It becomes more forgiving. So it's not as stingy. You feel me? With auto-tuning every single little wrong note. You feel me?
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my pain, but sometimes you use it again.
All right, so yeah, that's what we got for the auto-tune settings. So if you guys do like this preset, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Suggest more artists down below. And also check the pinned comment if y'all do want to cop this really dope 100% accurate Bryson Tiller preset. So we heard what it sounded like with and without, right? Most importantly, with an R&B vocal, you want it to sound very natural and smooth, right? So I'm using a J37 tape right out the gate, especially with people who sing. Usually people who sing, they can't generate too much low-end energy, you feel me, when you're singing, unless you're like a baritone singer. But Bryson Tiller's vocal is nice and mid-range, right? You want to have a little bit of low-end power inside of his vocal while it being smooth. So I picked tape is doing a double move, kind of like Kobe Bryant. You know, there's some basketball players, they do one fake, they go the other way, then they throw it in there, you feel me? So this is a double move. I'm getting that low-mid bump and I'm smoothing off the high end.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more.
So I love the way that kind of adds a nice, really romantic type of tone. It applies a nice little bit of a Vaseline, a nice little bit of lip gloss to the vocals, makes it a little bit smoother talking, you know what I mean? It's more of a tone thing. SSLE channel strip. I like the SSLE channel strip over the G. The G is kind of dirty. It's kind of soil. It's kind of manure. It's kind of mulch. It's kind of like a garden. You feel me? That has a lot of sticks and it's kind of dirty. The SSLG is dirty, but the SSLE is kind of like inside of the house. You feel me? It's very clean. The floor is mopped. The windows is looking good. The kitchen is smelling great. Everything is feeling good. That's the SSLE. You feel me? So one is inside the house, the other one's outside the house. All right. So SSLE channel strip. We're not rolling off too much low end because it's Bryson Tiller, right? And like how I said, R&B singers usually you need some of that low end in their vocal, especially if they're singing over a rap beat. like 6 slacking everybody, their vocals do need a little bit of power so it can be like an anchor. It can hold the ship inside the water, you feel me? You need a little bit of that anchor, that pole, that flag pole that keeps the vocals secure as that beat is hitting hard. We don't have the beat right now because I'm still mixing the beat and it's a part of it. Okay. But most importantly is I push the green knob to give a little bit of presence. And as well, just a little bit in that low mid. With somebody like Bryson Tiller, I noticed that he does have kind of like he kind of has a little nose, a nasally, Kleenex type of under the weather frequency. He kind of does have a little bit of nasaliness to his voice. So we use the low ratio. When it comes to ratios in compressors, that's like the density. Just remember this: a lower ratio will work on the whole signal. It lets you put more of his hand inside of the honey jar. You feel me? And a higher ratio works on the higher end signal. You feel me? So a lower ratio, it has a little bit less density than a higher ratio. All right. So this is pulling the whole vocal together for Bryson.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my pain, but sometimes you use it again.
Very important too, that VCA component and that SSLE is also giving a little bit of high mid presence to Bryson. De-esser, we already know what this does. Everybody and their mama around the corner and their cousin knows what a de-esser does. We do not need to look at that. C4 pop vocal preset. I adjusted some of the settings because he's a singer. I changed the behavior to octo, right? So it's not as aggressive as the default electro, which the electro is modeling a behavior of 1176 and the octo is modeling a behavior of like slower compressors like LA2A that will let the vocal, we don't want the C4 to be a little bit too grabby, you feel me? We don't want the C4 to put its nails and really start to dig into the vocal too much. And the knee is also softer. So as the C4 is pumping the pop vocal, right? The jackhammer is going up and down into the ground, you feel me? It's kind of boom, boom versus it's not going as hard into the vocal, you feel me? It's only pressing into it lightly. That's the knee. A softer knee gives a smoother transition because he's singing.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling.
So at that point, we're doing like a dip inside of the whole mid-range. We're just kind of scooping up that a little bit. And then we're using the SSL comp, kind of like a saturator more. And I'm pushing the mid-range back, but with saturation this time. I click analog, which engages the transformer inside of the SSL G bus comp. And, between these two moves, it's kind of like I'm cutting the mid-range, but then pushing it back with a little bit of honey, habanero, jalapeno seasoning for Bryson Tiller. You do want that mid-range because that mid-range is the soul. That's why his music is called trap soul. Where is your soul located at, my nigga? It's definitely not under your shoes. You feel me? Your soul is located right here. Where is your heart? It's in the middle of your body, the mid-range. So, that's kind of like a psychological thing that you might not know, but your body already knows that your soul is right here in the middle. So if somebody's talking about trap soul, of course, I'm going to push the mid-range a little bit because that's where their soul is at. You feel me?
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my pain, but sometimes
going for that low mid density, specifically low mid presence. Then we doubling back on that move. You feel me? We hitting for a 2-for-1, buy one get one free on that RVox. So I got my low mid density from that transformer and that SSO bus con. Now I'm gonna get a little bit more of low mid density from this RVox, only pushing it just a little bitty bit, okay?
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one. But I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling.
So compression has nothing to do with taming peaks, okay? From 2023 to infinity, we're gonna say it forever. Compression has nothing to do with taming peaks, all right? Most important thing, right, is understanding density areas when it comes to compression. For example, a compressor like an 1176, just just the way it compresses and everything, the nature of the components kind of adds more presence in the high mid. You feel me? In the K is 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why people like to use 1176s on snare drums, etc., right? So understanding density areas, right? Something also like an LA2A is good for like a bass guitar because it adds this nice low mid density to it. So understanding not the compression is taming peaks, it's also adding density to a certain area. It's, you know, it's putting a brick over here on this side of the scale. You feel me? Like depending on when you weigh yourself, depending on if you put your foot on the scale or if you put your whole body on the scale, you're gonna get a different amount of weight because, you know, you're putting a different amount of weight on the vocal. Pretty much it's like a scale in your body. You feel me? So you're shifting the weight and everything like that. If you go on the scale and then you start to lean your head back a little bit, maybe the scale isn't gonna weigh how big your head is and shit like that, and it'll give you a different weight. So understanding the density, where we want to put the fat at, you feel me? Being like Dr. Miami, you feel me, to the vocal, okay? Putting some fat here, liposuction, all that type of shit is what compression does. Fresh air giving some brightness to the vocal.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort.
Gives a nice little bit of that modern tone to Bryson Tiller. Very simple EQ move because I already got so much low mid density going on. It starts to be a situation where I'm getting too fat. I done went to the buffet, the vocal done went to the buffet and ate a little bit too much, ate a little bit too much pizza, ate a little bit too much rice, ate a little bit too much chicken. So now the vocal is kind of a little bit sore, like Thanksgiving. The belly is poking out a little bit too much in that low mid. So I scooped out just a little bit and you know, kind of cut off the high end. You feel me? Because the fresh air is doing a high shelf, so it's boosting everything from infinity to beyond, right? And sometimes a lot of that dead air is not really contributing to how bright the vocal is, so I did a steep ass filter right there.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more.
So now it's like the high end is coming into focus a little bit more. Another de-esser, okay, our cousins, aunties, grandma, and everybody in the family knows what a de-esser already does. Don't need to look at that. Then we're looking at the silk vocal. I used this preset from a GOAT, Jeff Ellis, who was a Frank Ocean's engineer. Yeah, he did a lot of great work with Frank Ocean. And R&B vocals, the preset, and I tweaked it a little bit. And I just love how silk vocal sounds, man. It adds some type of digital distortion, like type of L1 type of vibes. It's not like Soothe. Soothe is like really glassy and elegant, you know. Where I feel like Soothe is kind of like a plastic bag, is really clear, and silk vocal is kind of like a corner store brown bag with a little bit of dirt on it, and it has like a little bit of grain. You know, a bag you get from the corner store, from like a gas station, that kind of like the paper bags they drink alcohol in. It kind of has like this texture to it. You know what I mean? They're both bags. Soothe is these plugins are both bags, but they got a different texture to it. So understanding texture and tone is very important to getting that mainstream sound, because it's not just about the sound. You feel me? It's different layers. It's the sound first, right? That's what everybody hears. Then it's the texture. Like, how does it feel? Is it harsh? Is it gritty? You feel me? Is it smooth? Is it silky? Those are all different words. Okay, then after the texture is the tone. You feel me? And the tone is what's speaking. Like, you know, the tone of your voice might not match your words, but the tone also has a message emotionally for the vocal type shit, you know?
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more console.
Yeah, I really just like how that works. Okay, then we use the J37 to give us a little bit of that good old throwback slap delay.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street.
Kind of like a vintage type of slap delay, you know. And then we use the Manny M reverb. This reverb sounds really expensive, and I'm using a chamber. So chamber reverbs. Remember, this chamber reverbs add clarity, because chambers, like the actual real dead ass chamber, has low diffusion, right? And is really reflective, high reflectiveness. You feel me? So both of those things together means they have a way of emphasizing the high mid. They have a way of emphasizing the high end. You feel me? So if you want more clarity out of a reverb, you want to decrease the diffusion. The higher amount of diffusion you have on your reverb will make the reverb sound warmer. It will make it sound thicker. You feel me? So using a chamber reverb, most importantly, just a little bit of droplet, a water droplet of phaser, just to help it swim on it, especially because Bryson Tiller's voice has a natural type of vibrating inside of it. Okay. And yeah, this is what that reverb is kind of doing right now. Just being really expensive and luxurious.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding.
Gives a nice bit of air to the vocal, you know, because I wrote off a lot of the bottom. So it's mostly just the high end that's being reverberated that you're hearing, right? So that gives the illusion of more brightness, you feel me? And that's already on top of the way that chamber reverbs naturally work. We have the doubler, very dope doubler here. This doubler stomp, it just reminds me of a little bit of Eventide H3000 because it has like a little bit of modulation in it versus where doubler 2 is just like a clean doubler. It's just, it does the doubling effect. It gives you more twins and brothers and cousins and doubling. Yeah, it does the doubling, but like great doublers, like Eventide H3000, AMS doubler, like those doublers, the converters and everything like that have a tone. It has a sound, and doubler stomp kind of reminds me of it, you know?
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more.
So that stuff also starts to make the auto-tune kind of disappear a little bit because it's like modulating. Then we have Abbey Road RS124 coming in there on vocal presence preset. And then of course I push the cutter button. I push the fuse button because all of those things start to make it feel a little bit brighter. I push the sidechain up a little bit more so it could be a little bit more responsive to the original vocal.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding.
Okay, time to move on to the ad-libs real quick. We just have a little bit of a SSLE channel strip coming in there, you know, just rolling off, just using the filters, that's it, and a little bit of the gate. Then we have the fresh air, and I'm doing like kind of like a Pultec type of thing where I'm cutting off the high end, but then I'm boosting it back with the saturation, so I'm still getting that feeling of brightness, but I'm using the filters to set the ad-libs back. Then we're doubling down on that move again with another REQ. Then we're using a J37 tape to smooth it all out, and another doubler stomp.
Had everything I ever wanted, ticked all the boxes, cut all my losses, left the street thinking I found the one, but I found comfort in the trauma bonding, nothing more consoling, knowing that you know my pain.
So really dope, you know, whole preset that we have right here. So if you want to sound like Bryson Tiller, this is it. 100% bullseye Bryson Tiller video. So, you know, I want to keep calling in some more favors to my friends because, you know, birds of a feather flock together. So even though I know I'm really good at impressions, I also got a couple, you feel me, with me that could do them impressions too. So please support this preset so I can see, okay, y'all want the R&B vocals and everything. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So you're getting the lead vocal, you're getting the ad-libs, you're getting a mastering chain and a beat leveler, okay, with this. So don't forget to suggest more artists. Comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel. I hope I was able to help take your home vocals into something a little bit more professional. So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Appreciate y'all, gang. Peace.